Channel, so sorry if my hair looks crazy and not to your liking, but you know, this is the reality of natural hair. Black girl magic. Okay, so today I'm gonna be doing my January wrap up. It is like an hour before the Super Bowl starts. I'm not in any of my gear. Go Patriots. If we lose and I watch this video later on, I'll be really, really sad. But I was about to get dressed and then I was like, wow, you barely filmed any videos in January and you're a piece of trash. So let's accept this, that I'm trash. But I thought that I would sit down real quick and do that and then like go get ready for the Super Bowl. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing my January wrap up and talking about the books that I read and how I enjoyed them. So let's stop jabbering and get into this video. So the first book that I decided to read for 2017 is one of the books that I got for Christmas, and that is The Sun Is Also a Star by Nicola Yoon. That's why it was displayed there happily on my shelf. Like, girl, this is not candid. So I think I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. Oh, no, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. It tells the story of a Jamaican girl who is about to be deported, and she is going to the like immigration offices, just trying to find any way that she can stay because she's about to graduate. She wants to go to college. She's about to lose all her friends and be deported back to Jamaica because she is an illegal immigrant. And yeah, so then she meets this boy named Daniel, and her name's Natasha, and basically they fall in love, and it's an amazing love story. And then at the end I get mad at Nicola Yoon because she hits you with a dose of reality, and just like, it's really heartbreaking but beautiful. And I absolutely love reading about a black character and then also about a like not multiracial, but just like a couple where they weren't the same race. I don't really know the word for that. Interracial couple. Yeah, so I really loved this book and I gave it 5 stars this month. Because I was on a high for Nicola Yoon, I decided to read her next book, and that is Everything Everything. And that book talks about the story of a girl who has this disease where she's allergic to everything. And there are some plots and twists, but she basically falls in love with her neighbor and decides to risk her life because she just really likes him, and all her life she's been lonely and alone, like she's the bubble girl. And I thought it was a really interesting perspective, and something that I just really love about Nicola Yoon is like, in her stories she adds slices of like real life and facts, and I just think it's like really interesting, her writing style. And these are her first 2 books, and I'm just really excited to see what else she comes up with. So I'm like, hey girl, hope you're writing. And also in this book, the girl is biracial, so she is Asian and black, and then the boy that she falls in love with is white. So again, we're getting a lot of ethnicities. And if you look up Nicola Yoon, she her husband is Asian, so I find it really interesting, and it reveals a lot about her. And I'm pretty sure The Sun Is Also a Star might be a story like reflecting her life. Like, it's just like, I read about her and it's very, very similar. So the next book that I read is the Fillin Boyfriend by Casey West. That book was really interesting, but I think January I was just trying to like get back into the groove of reading. So when I don't really know what I want to read and I'm not really looking to get into a series, I start to read more contemporary. So that's where that came from. And this tells the story of a girl who she's in like this weird clique, and of course there's a girl that hates her who wants to infiltrate the clique and be the most popular girl in school. So she's been like shitting on her, and no one believes that she is dating a guy in college. So it's her prom day and she is dating a guy from college, but then he dumps her in the parking lot, and then she's like, oh my god, how am I gonna prove to my friends and show this bitch that I do have a boyfriend? So she's in the parking lot, she just got dumped and she's freaking out, and then she meets a boy and she convinces him to pretend to be her boyfriend, and then it follows the story of how that turns out, and he has his own issues, and eventually later on in the book she has to be a fill-in girlfriend for him. So it's really fun, cute teen love drama, nothing crazy. I think I gave this 3 stars because, I mean, again, it wasn't that amazing. It was just like a basic teen contemporary love story. Next book that I read is a part of a series, but I didn't realize it at the time, but it is called Love, Fortunes, and Other Disasters by Kimberly Corralius. And this book was really interesting and kind of corny, so I didn't really like it at the end. I gave it 3 stars, but it's about this like town where love is like a big deal, and it's like they have Cupid statues everywhere, and just like love is like this big thing. And so every year, your freshman year of high school, you get a fortune about what your love life will be like, and then for the rest of high school, every year at the beginning you get these fortunes, and it'll tell you if you have a bad year of love and all this stuff. And so basically, if you don't fall in love, then you go to this like nursing home for adults, and they call you spinsters, and like the whole town is like obsessed with love. And so it's about these group of teens who get horrible love fortunes, and they decide to like fight back against the woman who writes the love charm things, because she basically writes it for you, and then that's just your fate. And they're like, this can't be, like, she doesn't control the world. So they decide to fight against her, and it's really crazy, and it has, you know, a great epic love story. And there's a second book, so maybe I'll read it, but it took me a long time to get into the first book. I was just so bored until the end where all the action happened. So I don't know, we'll see. And the last book that I read is a little unconventional. I know a lot of people who watch my videos like YA, but I don't only read YA, though it is the majority of what I read. But I read me some kind of like urban erotica type tale this month, and it is called G-Spot by Noir, and this was like intense. Let's see, I gave it 3 stars as well. Not a lot of amazing books this month, but I did have a fun time reading in January. But this story follows a girl named Juicy, whose mom was a crackhead, and basically like tried to sell her and her baby brother for crack, like sell her into sex slavery. But then she ends up getting shot and all this stuff. So it's just about Juicy and her brother. And Juicy's like a very pretty girl, like amazing, and her grandma raised her. And then basically she gets caught up in a relationship with the biggest drug dealer in New York. So, and when she got mixed up with him, she thought, you know, he could take care of her, you know, they'll be rich, and her brother has special needs, so she'll be like someone would be able to take care of him and get him his special medicine, and he could go to school and she could go to college and all this stuff. But she is having issues in the sexual department. She's really in tune with her sexuality, and she didn't lose her virginity until she started to be with him, and his name was G, and he was just like a horrible lover, and he was crazy, and she just wanted to get away with him and get away from him and have a normal teenage life. But of course she couldn't, because, you know, her grandma died, and she was just wrapped up in his life. So it tells this crazy story of her trying to get away from him, and I mean, there is murder and just like crazy, like it's crazy, it's wild. But I really like enjoyed it. My only issue with it is when I was reading it, I was like, okay, all this amazing stuff, but I couldn't really tell where the story was going until it was like kind of over. So that really kind of annoyed me, but otherwise I thought it was a really interesting story, and interesting to get a like different perspective, and how like young girls get wrapped up into the drug game and like end up going to jail for people. It's like they can't get out. They're in another form of abusive relationship. Like at first he didn't beat her, but she knew like if she acted up, he would. Like he's like the biggest drug dealer, and he would kill anyone. Like it's crazy, and she wanted to take care of her brother. So it's just an interesting perspective, and yeah, it was that book was something. So yeah, those are all the books that I read in the month of January, and I'm excited for February to begin. I plan to do a challenge where I only read books by Black authors, and then if I'm really desperate, books that at least have Black characters, but they could be by an author of another race. But I basically want to stick to Black authored books and read about my history for Black History Month. So that's all. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I'm better in February. It's Black History Month. I can do anything. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye.